Earlier this year, Brian Wilson, founding member of the Beach Boys, passed away. Brian and his bandmates, well, they left an indelible mark on the music scene with over 100 million records sold worldwide and more Billboard top 40 hits than any other American rock band. Welcome to Trippin' Up. I'm Phil Yale, and with me, of course, it's Tripp Rogers. Tripp, welcome back.
Pleasure to be here. Always a pleasure to talk about the Beach Boys, as we did on Phil's tracks for Pet Sounds.
Yes, indeed we did. And
I'm stealing your thunder, I know.
yeah, that's all right. You can steal my thunder anytime you want. Trippin' Up. This is a pop music trivia challenge where my goal is to trip up Tripp, and we invite you to play along. Now, the Beach Boys had more top 40 hits than any American rock band. Tripp, I'm looking for you to name their 10 highest charting Hot 100 songs. Will you accept this challenge?
Of course I will.
Well, then let's start tripping.
All right, number one, Good Vibrations.
Good Vibrations. That is correct.
Number two, I Get Around.
I Get Around was their first number one hit. That was back in 64.
Help Me Rhonda.
That was their second. That came a year later. That was in 65.
Surfin USA.
Surfing USA. Oh, yeah, Surfing USA. This one peaked at number 3 in 63 and sounded remarkably like Chuck Berry's Sweet Little 16.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This is where I'll start to bog down. California Girls.
California Girls. Number 3 in 1965. Oh, don't we all wish they could all be California Girls? Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Great. In fact, believe it or not, I think that's the first 45 that I ever owned. I have the picture sleeve. I still have the 45. It was a picture sleeve. I remember that one. Yes.
It's interesting you mentioned that because I think I Get Around was one of the very first 45s I ever bought, as I recall.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, of course, back then, the music, and we've mentioned it, I think, on Phil's Tracks show. The music business back in the 60s was a singles-oriented business, and albums were an afterthought. And so, that's why, you had so many artists with so many songs over a short period of time. And these Beach Boys songs that were big hits, with the exception of one, were all within that 62 to 66 time frame, 67. The one exception, and another number one song for the Beach Boys, Kokomo.
Kokomo. Yeah, that came out 1988. And if I do a quick check here, very quickly, you've come up with 6 already. Let's just quickly go through them. I Get Around, Help Me Rhonda, Good Vibrations, Kokomo. You also have Surfing USA and California Girls. We just need 4 more of the highest charting top 10 songs from the Beach Boys.
I don't think it's on the list, but I'll throw it out there. Rock and Roll Music.
You are correct. It is not on the list.
Okay. Again, there were so many of them. Little Deuce Coupe.
Little Deuce Coupe is not on the list either.
It's not. God Only Knows was not a big single. Heroes and Villains.
No, not Heroes or Villains. Neither one is on the list.
Oh, Sloop John B. Sloop
John B. That was one with originally, I think it was a Kingston trio that made that song popular. By the way, Heroes and Villains, it came in at number 11. It was number 12 on the charts.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Surfer Girl, maybe. I'm not sure.
Look at our list here. Surfer Girl is not on the list.
All right. I think we did Surfin USA, Surfin Safari.
Surfin' Safari is not on the list. You know, there was another Chuck Berry song that they kind of ripped off. It sounded remarkably like Johnny B. Good. It was a hit song in 1964.
Well, not fun, fun, fun. I think I mentioned that, didn't I?
No, you didn't. And yes, it
Okay, fun,
is.
fun, fun. Okay, yeah,
Fun, fun, fun. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Now, let's see here. I'm looking at, I think there's only two left.
Mm-hmm.
There was one that peaked at number 2. If you want a hint, the lead vocal was by a very famous other 60s duo.
Well, Surf City.
Uh, Not on this list. He happened to be in the studio at the same time. They did a lot of car related songs. Well, the lead vocalist of another group, excuse me,
Oh, Barbara Ann.
Barbara Ann, that's right. Dean Torrance from the band.
All right, now, you know the story behind that song. The Beach Boys had to put out an album, and this is when, Brian was still working on, was starting to work on Pet Sounds. So they decided to do a party album, and they recorded this, and they were recording a bunch of songs from the early days of rock and roll. And Dean Torrance was working in the studio with Jan Berry and went to the Beach Boys studio where they were in the studio complex. And they were partying, and he's the one who suggested Barbara Ann. And that's why they did it. And it sounds, the song sounds like it was just impromptu, and it really was. And a lot of that album is the same thing. And I do understand there was massive amounts of alcohol and marijuana involved in this album.
It's shocking to me that would occur in any
Shocking.
any recording.
Gambling at Rick's.
Wow. You've got 9 of the 10. You've got I Get Around, Help Me Rhonda, Good Vibrations, Kokomo, Barbara Ann, Barbara Ann, Surfin' USA, California Girls, Sloop John B, Fun, Fun, Fun. We're looking for their only other top 10 Hot 100 hit. It was back in 1966. It peaked at number 8.
Boy. That would be off of it wouldn't be from Pet Sounds. It would be from the album before Pet Sounds.
It was sort of wishing.
When I Grow Up to Be a Man.
Close, but not on this list.
Oh,
Something about wishing they could do something.
Wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it be nice?
Wouldn't it be nice?
Jeez.
That comes in at number 10. You've already mentioned Heroes and Villains. That peaked at number 12. Then there was the Beach Boys medley. That was back in 81. That got all the way up to number 12. I wasn't aware of this one. Of course, this was back in 87, and I had kind of checked out Tripp of the music scene. Wipeout with the Fat Boys.
Well, that was done. That was a combination that they did, and it was primarily for a music video, and it was also kind of MTV inspired. The Fat Boys wanted to do something with the Beach Boys, and they did the song "Wipeout." Yeah, and Mike Love was able to go in concerts and say, "Hey, we got another #1 record." Ah!
Tripp was able to beat the challenge. How did you all do? Let us know in the comments. You've been listening to Trippin' Up, of course, with Tripp Rogers and me. Please subscribe, like, and comment. Check the show description for links to follow Tripp, including on WRHQ.com. That's 105.3 FM in Savannah, Georgia, and WTRSradio.com. Tripp also appears on Phil's Tracks, like he mentioned. We did an episode together on the album Pet Sounds by the Beach Boys, and check out my other 60s and 70s pop music videos on the YouTube Phil Yale channel. Tripp, thanks again for joining us on this edition of Trippin' Up.
Anytime, Phil, anytime.